Eagles. You know, it's so nice to have a game where you don't have to stress. Where you don't have to stress. Yes, honey, I heard you running in. Where you don't have to stress. Where having a good game, and really the only thing you can do is nitpick about Jalen not throwing the ball away and taking unnecessary sacks. But then when he takes an unnecessary sack, you got your running back Tank running for 30 yards. This was the type of game that not only did we need to see, but needed to get put together by the Eagles, where you have an offense that operates on all cylinders. If they're reading the run, you throw. If they're reading the throw, you run. If they're reading the run, you run. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. It really doesn't get much better than that. I waited until all the 4 o'clock games were done because I really wanted to see what everybody else was doing. Go Birds! I really wanted to see what the rest of this stuff was, what the rest of the teams were gonna do. So, before we get to the game, quick rundown: the Dolphins beat the Falcons. I can't believe it. The Ravens beat the Bears, which I was kind of surprised by because the Bears have been playing kind of good, but they dropped this one. The Jets came back and beat the Bengals. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that one. The Bills beat the Panthers. The Texans beat the 49ers, which is another kind of surprise. The Patriots beat the Browns. We beat the Giants. The Bucks beat the Saints, no surprise there. Colts beat the Titans, no surprise there. Broncos mollywopped those Cowboys, thank God. And then all we have left is tonight Packers Steelers, and then tomorrow Chiefs Commanders. All right, there we go. That's out of the way. The Eagles, my team. Saquon. It was something about the fact that not only were we wearing Kelly Greens today, but the baby and I had on our Saquon jerseys. And I was like, man, Saquon is really due. And I said, if Kevin Patullo can get his head out his rear end and stop running Saquon up the freaking middle, we can get some production out of him. Not only did he not run Saquon up the middle, but he didn't run Tank Bigsby up the middle. And the couple of times that Shipley had it, he ran him up the middle once. But really, even Shipley on his punt return and on, I think he had one other carry, I can't remember. It was better. And I had been saying this for 7 previous games. You can run him up the middle some, but not every single freaking play. Develop something. Have the guys have a little bit of time to see how the defense is playing them so they can find those holes, so they can make plays. They don't have to go for 60 yards every time. I'm not asking our running backs to run for 60 every time. What I'm asking them for is positive yardage, first of all, and then 4 yards. If you can get 4 yards every play, we're in there. 4 positive yards. You get it on first or second down or third down, and you got your 8 yards. And then you just need something small, a little dip and dot pass over the middle, or something on the out route, to the side for your 2 yards, or a quarterback keeper for 2 yards, or you hand it off to them again because they're getting 4 yards a carry. Any one of those is fine. But then as the defense starts to really hone in on that, then your wide receivers are starting to get open. And then as you start feeding them, okay, all right, let's back off a little bit. Let's start covering these boys because they're eating us up. It's just a handoff between the two where your wide receivers can get open. Because I've said this time and time again, I watch other teams feed their wide receivers, but they are feeding wide open wide receivers. And sometimes our guys are wide open. Let me not give that false impression. There are sometimes they're open. But a lot of times when I'm looking at the blitz on Jalen, the guys aren't open yet. and he's either taking a sack or he's trying to do some scrambling or whatever. I heard one of our analysts, or what do you want to say it, that they think that Jalen is trying to preserve his numbers by not throwing it. He's trying to preserve his completions. And I didn't really buy that. I mean, as not to say that it isn't a sound theory. I'm just saying, in my opinion, it wasn't that. I think that he is really, really conscious about panicking and throwing up a 50-50 ball to where there's a chance that the defense could pick it off, right? He had that one bad interception that Saquon stopped from being a touchdown, and he even was chasing the defender for dear life. But I think that is what he really wants to stop. He really wants to stop turnovers. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, Jalen, I get that. You want to stop turnovers, but you can throw it high out of bounds instead of low out of bounds or low to the sideline where somebody could potentially pick it off. You can throw it high out of bounds and get rid of it. And that's my really only critique of Jalen in these games, right? Is don't take these unnecessary sacks. Don't take these unnecessary hits to your body. Throw the ball away. Okay? Live to fight another day. Throw the ball away. Don't lose yards. Otherwise, Jalen has been playing amazing ball. Amazing ball. He had a perfect passer rating last week. His passer rating this week was like 140. It's his high. 15 for 20 or 15 for 22. Let me look it up real quick. I'm right here. I can look at the stats. 15 to 20. Yeah. It's amazing. The brother is playing amazing. 4 touchdown passes, right? And one for Saquon running. It reminded me of the Commanders game in the NFC Championship. A little pass off to the side, a little pitch, and he's running down the sideline, and nobody's catching him. They're not catching him. I freaking love this game. I love seeing also what Tank was doing. Tank was like carrying people like a tank, like we've seen Saquon do. Have defenders all over him, and he's still churning for yards. We looked at our tush push, or I say that because it's so common to say it, but we looked at our brotherly shove, and I didn't see any false start on that one. Now, I think the extension where he was stopped was a good play, was a good call. I can, though, be fair, I can also see the other side of the coin where people are like, hey, we didn't hear the whistle and the ball got taken away. I can see both sides of it. But hear me out. That pass that turnover that we got, well, we didn't get it, but that we should have got on Dart where the ball was knocked out before his arm went forward. His arm did go forward, but it was after the ball was knocked out. You can see his arm was cocked. Right before he went to throw it, it got knocked out, and then his arm went forward. That was our ball, but they gave it back to him. So, there's iffy calls on both sides of the ball. I didn't really have complaints about the refs this go-round. I know Daboll was going hot. He wasted his challenge on that one thing because he could have used a challenge on something else. But he was hot over there. He was hot, and I heard that they got fined for not following protocol with Dart on the concussion in that game 2 weeks ago against us. We saw that where he was on the sideline yelling at the doctors like, I don't care if he's concussed or not. You can see it. He was like, get him out the tent. I got Russell Wilson throwing the ball on the dirt. Get him out the tent and put him back on the field, hurt or not. And they were like, no. Look. No. That is not how we do now. We might have done that before, but we don't do that now. You got to go through protocol like they did with Jalen last year. Jalen was given the thumbs up in the Commanders game. Like he was cool. But that ref was like, no, that hit. And then he sat for weeks. Didn't come back to the playoffs. You got to be careful with these hits. Scatterboo got hurt. I do not want to see anybody's leg or ankle or arm or any body part twist the wrong way. So, and I'm not going to lie, Scatterboo and Dart are entertaining to watch. So I pray that he has recovery. I pray that that's not career ending. It may probably season ending, but I hope it's not career ending for him. Man, that was so fun. That was so fun. Cheering the whole time from that pitch to the end of the game. We were just high-fiving and hugging each other and just at such peace watching this game. And this is how I prefer the Eagles to play, right? He coming back. This is how I prefer our Super Bowl champions to play in the game, is to win. What'd you say, honey? Your cup is in there. It's in the kitchen. It's in the kitchen on the counter. That's how I prefer our Eagles to play, right? As much as they blitz Jalen Hurts, I think they said that Jalen is like one of the most blitzed quarterbacks in the baby's cup. She wanted to show her cup. This cup is amazing, isn't it? Yeah, I love your Super Bowl cup. It's awesome. You ate them all? Great job. Already? Good. They were good? Okay. I'll get back to my video. Great job. That's how I want to see my team play, right? I want to see my defense making stops. Now, okay, let's talk about the defense. I am all for bend, don't break. But Jackson Dart, every time it was long ball, they made it. And that really bothers me about our team. That we're playing too far off. It's like we don't know where the line is. Okay? Yeah, you don't want to get beat long for a touchdown. I get that. But if you're on 3rd and long, 4th and long, whatever, you know where that line is. You need to be playing your on the line. That way, if they miss it, they're short. And we gave up way, way too many plays that kept the ball going for New York. And that was pitiful. I was genuinely upset about that, all right? Nobody's perfect. We held them to 20, but it could have been less. Honestly, it could have been less. We're 6-2. We're looking good. We're going to make it to the Super Bowl. I was going to say if we make it. If is a better statement in my opinion, because with so many games left, you don't know if Jalen's going to get hurt. You don't know what can happen. The world is wide open for all of these games. But my firm belief is the Eagles are going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. And I don't care who we face. I don't care that the Chiefs are hot and they're getting better and better every week. And they are. But I don't care. If we face them in the Super Bowl, they already know we are not intimidated. We faced you 2 years ago without Saquon and almost won that game. We faced you this past year with Saquon and you shut them down and we won the game. We faced you early in the season when we weren't looking that good and you weren't looking that good, so we both weren't looking that good and we won. And now we're both looking good. I'm not scared of the Chiefs. I'm not scared of any team. The Bills, nobody. I believe this team, when they play like this, when they play even-keeled on offense, defense, special teams, that they can be any team. When you look at the strength of the wins, right? You go through the league and you look at the other 5-2 and 6-2 teams and 6-1 teams like the Colts. The Colts have, in my opinion, 2 strong wins. 2 strong wins. The others are against less than teams, in my opinion. You look at the Eagles' wins, and you look at, be careful, honey, you look at stronger wins, in my opinion. Let's look at the Colts real quick. They're 7-1. But let's just look at them real quick, okay? They got the Dolphins, which nobody believes in. They got the Broncos, which are a good team. I think that's one of their strong wins. They got the Titans, which nobody thinks they're a good team. They lost to the Rams, which everybody thinks are good. They beat the Raiders, which nobody thinks are good. Cardinals, which really nobody thinks are good. Chargers, There's your other good win, in my opinion, the Chargers. And then here they are, they beat the Titans. So the two good wins, in my opinion, are the Broncos and the Chargers. And then you got a bunch of other bad teams. But they're 7-1. And listen, a record is a record. Don't get it twisted. A record is a record. They're 7-1. They got the best record in the league. Eagles are 6-2. Let's look at a couple of other teams. Let's actually go to the standings real quick and the AFC. You got the Patriots who are 6-2. The Bills who are 5-2. You got the Steelers who are 4-2. Could be 5-2 tonight if they win. Colts, like I said, oh no, Colts are 6-1. I thought they were 7-1. They're 6-1. Pardon me. Really, in the AFC, there's only a couple of standouts. The Broncos are 5-2, and the Chargers are 5-3. It's really the NFC that has the all the stronger wins. You got the Eagles at 6-2. You got the Lions at 5-2. You got the Bucks at 5-2.
No.
Is this refresh? Because I could swear that they have more. Let me refresh this. Oh, honey, you sat right in front of it. Oh no, okay. These are updated because I could have swore there was something else. Okay. So, honey, sit still. The Bucks are 5-2. You got the Seahawks that are 5-2, the Rams that are 5-2, the 49ers that are 5-3. And the 49ers are playing really without all their starters. So
oh my God.
they're doing really good. So there's a lot more 5-win teams in the NFC. But again, you talk about strength. The Eagles have beat Fly Eagles 5. We say the Cowboys, and I only say the Cowboys because everybody's saying that Dak is playing the best ball of his life. Okay, we beat them. That's the only reason why I throw them in. They are 3-4. So what can you say? Their defense is really pretty bad. But you say the Cowboys. You got the Chiefs. You got the Rams. You got the Bucks. We should have beat the Broncos, but we didn't. We lost to the Giants, but then we beat the Giants. I really don't think they're that great. They're 2-6 now. And the Vikings they've dropped 2. But the Vikings was a strong win because of they had the best deep defense, best secondary defense in the league, where they hadn't allowed 2 passes of 20 yards, and then here come the Eagles, and the Eagles bomb all over them. So you count that as a strong victory because of the way we won. We didn't win beating them with running. They were strong against the throw, and we beat them with the throw. So the strength of the wins for the Eagles are all there for you. Are all there for you. I am ecstatic. We got a bye week. We're going to come back against the Packers. We'll see how they look tonight. They might be, you never know which Packers you're going to get. Are you going to get the Packers that are going to blow the game or the Packers that are going to really fight for the game and be in it? Then you got the Lions. We'll see how they look. They look amazing, honestly. They look pretty good, like they have for the past couple years under Dan Campbell. So that's a threat. Then we got the Cowboys. We generally split with them, so I wouldn't be surprised if we drop that game. And I've said I think we're going to lose 5, but we might not even lose 5 if the Eagles keep playing like this. The Bears look okay. The Chargers look decent. The Raiders, I never say a layup, but that should be a win, but you never know. Commanders, don't know if Jaden is going to be back for either of those games. He may or may not be, but their defense doesn't look that good. They don't look like they did last year. Well, last year, let me say, they won a lot of Hail Mary last-minute games to put them in the position they were. Their really dominant win was in the playoffs. They turned it up against the Lions. I think they had like a really close win against the Bucks last year. So they had a lot of like really, really close games to put them in the NFC Championship game, but then we trounced them. No telling. And then you got Josh Allen near the end, and you don't know what Josh you're going to get. We've beat them before. I think we can beat them again. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl against us, and I think that Even if we lose that game, if we're in the Super Bowl against them, I wholeheartedly believe we can beat them in the Super Bowl. Josh hasn't been there. He doesn't know the bright lights. And the Eagles and Jalen and crew, we know the bright lights. So I'm not worried about that at all. I am not worried. I am happy. We're 6-2. If I say there's 3 more losses, well, what do we say? Lions, fool around and lose to the Cowboys, and then maybe Bills. That'll be the 3 more, maybe. But I'm not counting my chickens until they're hatched. Every game, we need to play like it's one and done. Every single one. Don't overlook your opponent like we overlooked the Giants and they put the belt to our rear ends. Play every single team, no matter what their record is, no matter how many points that we have on the board. We looked at the Bengals today. They were up big against the Jets, and the Jets came back and won. The Giants were up big against the Broncos, and the Broncos put 33 in the fourth quarter on them. You cannot allow that. Don't go into prevent too early. Don't slack off too early. Don't just, blow the game. And we can win. And we can go back to the Super Bowl. I promise you, we can. Woo! I loved it. Was there anything else that I was missing? Our running back look awesome. Saquon, Tank, Shipley, Dylan. I haven't seen much from him. I don't know if he's hurt or not. But we got 4 really good ones. And if we can keep rotating them and keep them fresh, if we can put two of them in and have some interesting plays with our 2 running backs at the same time and get something to create. Listen, I did forget something. Kevin Patullo. If this was you today and last week, you might be slowly redeeming yourself. You might be getting your legs under you and realizing the type of team that you have and the type of offense that you can put together. If this is you, if this isn't Hurts calling his own thing or Sirianni stepping in, if this is Patullo and he can keep up this, he might be doing something. I'm a firm believer in criticizing what needs to be criticized fairly and praising what needs to be praised fairly. And if this is him and he can keep doing this, props to him. I'm on the bubble, though. We got to see how you do against the Packers and the Lions. That'll be 4 games in a row. If you can put 4 games in a row together against really, really strong opponents, then you'll have earned our trust and our respect for the rest of the year. So, looks like we got 4 good running backs. We got Jahan Dotson. I had been saying in the bar, in the Eagle spot, right before we threw it to Jahan, I said, man, AJ's out. Where is Jahan Dotson? And the moment I said that, it hurts to Jahan with an amazing catch that was exactly like his catch against the Jaguars last year, where he went over the defender's head and kind of pitched it up and caught it. It was almost exactly like that catch. We need to be, and Smitty went off again. But I had just said it, and everybody in the bar looked at me. Everybody in the bar looked at me and was like, you just called out Jahan. And I was like, I know. Where's he at? He's got hands. If we can get him and Smitty, and you see Dallas Goedert still out there, AJ when he gets healthy, and I was about to say Reed Blankenship, but he's on the. Is it Reed? I thought Reed was on the defense. Who am I thinking about? There's another guy on offense that when you need him, when you need to call his number, he can catch it. We have the weapons. We just have to scheme them open. We just have to get the right looks, and Hurts can put it right on the money. Over their heads, drop it in the bucket. Right in front of them, drop it in stride. Scrambling when he needs to. Man, this team is so good. And the reason why it's frustrating for us, even in wins, when the wins don't look as good as these, is because we know they can. And I think that's where the real frustration with the Eagles fan base is. We saw what you did last year. We know it's not the same team. on defense, but for the most part, it is on the offense. We know what you can put together, and when it's not this type of quality or last week's type of quality, we get upset. But I am not on the camp of throwing my quarterback under the bus, throwing my players under the bus. I'm not. We've lost 2 games or 3 games out of like 20 or whatever it is. Eagles fan base, don't be fickle. You know what I mean? You can fairly criticize, but don't be talking about our team is trash and our team is this and our team is that when you got this getting put up on the field. And when you have these players that are still here out here bleeding and going at it for you. Oh my gosh. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds.